Hey guys, it's Danny from Total Geek Live, and I'm going to teach you how to cook your own corn dog 7 cheese on a stick. So here we go. You need canola oil, Krusteaz pancake mix, some yellow corn meal, garlic salt, sugar, some type of little sticks that you can use for the actual cheese on the stick part. This is American cheese. You can get it at the deli. Eggs. I say 2, you only need 1 for this recipe. 3 cups of water. Big giant bowl to mix all the ingredients in. A nice pot to where you will be doing all the cooking, right? So that's all good. Let's get ready to go. So we're going to take our oil and we're going to put it in our cooking pot. And as you can see, I pretty much use the whole bottle. So you want to make sure that you go and buy a nice big bottle of canola oil. There we go. So next, we need to turn the oven on to heat the oil, and we want it at about a medium-high level. Right around there. That's good. Right? Great. Now, starting mixing the ingredients, we start off with the pancake mix. We're doing 3 cups. 3. Next, we're going to do the yellow cornmeal, and we just need 1 cup of that. So you can see there, yellow cornmeal. Here we go, cup dump, boom. Just the 1. Right on. Okay, now we're going to just mix the dry ingredients together, kind of get them stirred up nicely, and we want a good mix here because we want to distribute everything nice and evenly when we start adding our wet ingredients into the mix. So very exciting stuff. As you can see here, it's just stirring and stirring and stirring. So just make sure you have a whisk on you as part of your tools when you get this part done. And now we're going to do a little bit of garlic salt. So this is actually what I learned from someone at Corn Dog 7. We're going to do, I'm using a half a teaspoon measurement. So you want to do 2 of those, which will make a full teaspoon of garlic salt. And then we're going to do the same with the sugar. Again, I have a half tablespoon. So we're going to do 1/2 tablespoon and now another one. So that's a full tablespoon of sugar. It's going to give a nice sweetness kick too for the batter. Okay, now here's where I made my mistake. Don't do what I do. Only use 1 egg. You don't need 2 eggs for this with all the measurements I have here. You just need the 1 egg to bind all the ingredients. 2 is overdoing it a little bit, and I got a little bit more liquid in the batter than I really wanted. So yeah, and I made a mess, so I gotta go wash my hands now. Now we're gonna take anywhere from 2 to 3 cups of water. You want to start out with 2 cups of water. Don't do what I do here and just dump all 3 cups in. But start out with 2 and then see where the consistency gets there, because I dumped all 3 in and then actually had to go back and add more dry ingredients of pancake mix and cornmeal to get the right consistency. We want it here, see, it's still a little bit too runny, so I actually added more dry ingredients. We want it a little thicker than that. So now we're going to take our cheese sticks that we've got. So you want to go, like I said, go to the deli, get a block of cheese. And I ordered just a pound for this. and didn't even use it all. So then you take, and once you make your cheese blocks, you just stick the stick in the middle of it, and you kind of want to get the stick to where it's at least halfway or 3/4 of the way through the cheese. And now we're going to test our oil to make sure that it is nice and warm. So you just take a little bit of batter and drop it into the hot oil, and if it starts rising to the top and cooking and all that, then you know, especially if it's going to start browning really quickly, then you know you're good to go and it's ready to cook. So now we're going to take our cheese on the sticks. We're going to dip them in the batter. It's always good to have a spoon with you to kind of, yep, there we go, blop the stuff on there. Yes, very nicely. And then just a little extra there. I always like to have a little bit extra batter on mine. And then we immediately take it over. Be very careful, but dump it in the hot oil. And then make sure you have tongs with you, so that, because you don't want to scorch the bottom or your cheese on a stick. So you want to kind of raise it up so it's a little bit floating above, and then eventually it'll float on itself as it's cooking. So now we want to just have this cook for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side. And me, I'm a stickler because I don't want it to burn too much, so I hold it there with the tongs and kind of just make sure it's nice in place. And then when it starts floating on its own, then I'm pretty good. So then I'll start turning it over and kind of trying to get a consistency of a nice golden brown on each side. So here we go. This has been a couple minutes later. It's nice. You're starting to see the nice golden brown touch to it, and we'll just give it a couple more turns that way, because I like to evenly cook it on each side. And you'll learn that it wants to flop on one side or another, but once you're good and you see a nice golden brown and all that, then pull it out and wait 1 minute. Let it cool on a paper towel for about 1 minute. Okay, then you can take it over and put it on your plate. And then this is the proper way. Okay, you take the stick out of the cheese on a stick. You poke the holes through the middle, right? And then we kind of divide it into half using the stick. And it was really hard to do this with holding the camera in one hand and doing this with just my right hand. But so then you divide it apart, and so you're taking it apart, and you have these two nice little boats. That's what I call them. They're little boats, and they have the cheese and all that, and so it's ooey and gooey and goodness. And here we go. I'm gonna try it. Yes, here we go. Yum yum nom 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 nom. Yep, it's good stuff. Oh yes, very nice. Mwah. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm doing a happy dance, and I'm gonna get a little bit more. And yep, cheese on a stick. Oh, it's so good. Can you believe that? And I'm waving goodbye. But here, another run through. I wanted to do a couple more. So you look at the golden brownness, and even this one, the cheese started popping out a little bit at the top. But you see that nice golden and brown consistency and color that you want. You move it over to the paper towel, let it cool off for a minute. Yep, just 1 minute, and then you're good to go. So then there it is on a nice plate. It's rested. Take the cheese stick, poke holes in the top, middle part, and then use the stick to kind of cut the thing in half. Yep, he'll give you a little fight because you don't want to burn yourself, but it's okay. But look at that ooey gooey gooey cheese. Oh, it's so good. Yum yum yum. And then you just pick up a half of these little boats of cheesy goodness, and you chomp, 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 chomp down. Yum, nom, 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 nom. Oh, yes. So good. Mm-hmm. Mwah. Very nice. Yes. Bye, guys, I say. So, guys, that was my cheese on a stick from the Corn Dog 7 recipe cookout kind of walkthrough thing for you. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I will put a list of the ingredients in the comments below this, and I'll even send out a link to where I found this actual recipe. The only thing that they didn't do was the garlic salt and the sugar, but I did some research about that from people who actually used to work at Corn Dog 7, and that's what they said that they used in their specific recipe. So make sure that you have sugar and garlic salt with yours, because it just adds that little extra kick of flavor to it. It's very, very nice. But so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a labor of love. There's a lot of work, and especially putting this video together, because I'm not the video making guru kind of guy. Kaiser is the expert at that, but I'm slowly learning. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is our first segment of Total Geek Cooks, and I really, really hope you enjoy it. And let me know. Send me comments and emails, or message me on social media or whatever. On Total Geek Live, that you tried the recipe and how it turned out for you. Okay? All right. Thanks. Bye, guys.